We start off this evening with video of the jaw-dropping results of Tuesday's midterm elections. Here it is. That's about it. And here's the mainstream media's response to this historic election. But if that's still not enough for you, I will now detail every candidate who won in these midterms, every representative, senator, and governor across the nation. The winner was the man who seems to support endless war, countless drone attacks, and would sooner sit down to watch every Pauly Shore movie back to back than consider voting to decrease our hundreds of military bases around the world by a single one. It was the woman who essentially never mentions climate change, but if she does, still doesn't actually lead the charge for change to a sustainable world. It's the guy who supports endless consumerism. You can buy 10 t-shirts for $10 at Walmart, and then rather than washing them, just throw them out, all right? When they're dirty, it's good for the economy. It's the guy who would decrease funding to NASA while increasing the funding of Homeland Security and drone surveillance of our own people. He doesn't want to know what's going on in other worlds, other galaxies, but he sure as hell wants to know what's happening in your bedroom. Although the next step might be to send Mars rovers into your shower, and that sounds pretty cool. All right. Oops, did I drop the soap, Mr. Rover? Can you give it a spectral analysis and tell me about its molecular makeup? Who won the midterms? It was the person who doesn't give a about the struggling people of Palestine or Pakistan, except when they're the targets of our own military weaponry. The guy who would torpedo any UN treaty that might limit our bustling billions of dollars of arms sales to other countries. The woman who's never seen an automatic rifle she didn't want out on the streets, but who will support the arrest of anyone holding a bullhorn without a permit to protest. The guy who will demand the severe punishment of anyone who reveals wrongdoing by the government, the massive financial institutions, or even the guy who sells hot dogs out front the White House, all right? He overcharges for those dogs, but the whistleblower who revealed it is now in Guantanamo. It will be the guy who deports immigrants hand over fist and would never stand for unions over millionaire CEOs. He'd sooner adopt Elwood here than do that, all right? Don't worry, that's not his tongue. He just ate Gene Simmons. Who won this election? It was the woman who got most of her support, not from the people, but from dark money super PACs. It was the men and women who view our entire world inside a tiny little box of acceptable, possible paths forward. I heard a radio talk show host last week. He goes, you know, people are making a big deal about all the money in the elections, but it pretty much evens out between the Republicans and the Democrats. They're spending the same amount. Yeah, it evens out between the Republicans and the Democrats. What about the Green Party or the Libertarian Party or the After Party created by Occupy activists or the Zeitgeist movement? The money-flooded political system ensures an impenetrable reign of frack jobs, Wall Street-obsessed, pro-warfare over workers, profit over people, Jack gobblers, all right? Corporate, welfare-loving, ransacked mobsters. They have an approval rating hovering around 10%, and yet 96% of them just got reelected. How the does that happen? What are we, a nation of masochists? Oh, God, it hurts so good. Oh, yeah, voting against my self-interest stings just right. Thank you, Congress. I don't want to leave the planet for my children. Harder now. But that being said, marijuana was legalized in Washington, D.C., so I'll be too high to care!